If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
Live 7P, the place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley, and I am joined by the living legend himself, Pinta.
Cero miedo, sir. Cero
He
miedo.
finally got it in. He got the mask in.
You know what?
Frankie Fresco. How we doing, sir?
You know what's crazy? Look what this mask could do. So I go, and there you go. You see me right now?
Oh, nice. It almost looks Ray Phoenix. More Ray Phoenix-ish right there.
But I'm blind as a kite. So hold on. Let me take this mask off because I could see you all blurry and myself all blurry.
It looks that part. The crumpled up part in the front throws it off a little bit, though, man.
It does. It does.
That looks sweet as hell. That right there looks more like Bray Wyatt-ish in a way, like the mouth on the Bray Wyatt. Like that's what that looked more like.
Yeah. But hold on, let me take this off because I can't I can't see anything. I got my glasses back on.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. Frankie Fresco finally got the Pinta mask in. Wears it on, so we appreciate everybody. Oh my God, put the mask back on. Put it back on. Nice. The Pinta, I like that one. That's nice. Is it white?
Yeah. Oh man, I can see now.
Yeah. I don't know. You look better with the mask on, though, man.
About the Penta mask. Hold on. I mean, about the Penta hat. Check this out.
Oh yeah, no, that's nice.
I like that.
I think the Ray Phoenix stuff is built pretty much the same way. I like the way they put both their writing the same. They did it differently, but the writing stays the same for both characters, man. I'm glad you got that one, man. And so now all you need is what?
I need my Grande Americano mask.
Grande Americano, right? That's it. That's all we're waiting on now. Everything else has been in now. Everything else is in now.
Everything's Gucci, bro. Everything's Gucci. You know what's crazy too is that a lot of people are asking me what's the quality of the mask. I will say this, man. It's very very authentic. It's really nice. Like if you see this,
Yeah.
it's really really nice. In the back, it's masked up, so you get
Yeah.
you have
Oh,
that.
it looks good as hell without that, like that mouthpiece that comes off. I like the way that piece comes off. Just when it's on, it looks so like
Creepy.
huge compared to the rest of the mask.
It does. It does look a little bit kind of huge.
Kind of throws it off a little bit. Yeah, like
The mask. It's
it
big.
makes
Look
it
at
look.
this.
Actually, when you wear it like that, it looks more childish. Then when you take off the mask, it looks better. To me, it looks more adultish.
You know what's funny is that this guy memo goes to me. He's like, you're the only grown adult that would buy a Penta mask. I said, look, this is a cool collector's item. So what I'm hoping to do, obviously, is not something that I would wear on a continuous basis. I want to get it signed.
Yeah.
So get it eventually signed, and this would be kind of like a, what do you call it, like a collector's item, and then have it for future, and then you never know, man, this could be big bucks in the long run. So I like it, man. It's good quality. It's really nice. Finally, it took what, 8 months? Jesus, it took
I
forever.
don't think it was 8 months. I mean, well, it came out the day he debuted, which was when it was the debut of Raw, right? On Netflix, January 1st.
So I got two masks now, so check them out. There it is. You see them?
All right, I see the Penta. What's the other one? I can't tell.
This is also Penta. This was the Mexican one.
That's the AEW one, though.
No, not that Mexico. Well, yeah, it
Oh,
is an
I
AEW,
mean, the
but
Mexican. I got you.
was bought in Mexico. So
All
so
right.
you could tell that it's a huge difference. The quality between the Mexico one and the other one,
Yeah.
very huge, because the way you know it's a Penta mask is here's Penta's sign on the top. You feel me? So this one is really good too. It's funny, it has this as well, and it has this in the back.
Yeah.
So this is what I like about these masks. But again, the quality of the WWE one is way better. But I hope the Chad Gable one really like stands out. Like I
Oh
really
man,
want.
can't wait to see you wearing that one without Grande Americano across the front.
Yeah, and I'm excited for him to whoop the crap out of Rey Mysterio.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot today about a lot of things that have transpired. I'm gonna be honest and upfront with you. I did not order the Dynasty pay-per-view. I thought it was not worth the money. I
Wow,
followed it. I've watched things afterwards, but I did not order it.
you for that is not a true AEW fan. How dare you, sir? How dare you not be
That
an
pay-per-view
AEW?
did nothing for me.
Well, I
And
want
to
you
be
to.
honest, I'm glad I didn't order it because I probably would have been as upset as a lot of other people were.
Well, look. Hold on a second. Hold on. I ordered it. I watched it. We could
I always know the wrestling's going to be good. I know the wrestling's going to be good.
we could
I'm
talk.
not worried about that.
We could talk about it. It's not a big deal. It's a pretty good. It was okay. It wasn't
It was
as
a good
great.
pay-per-view, but
It was
not.
okay. It was okay.
It wasn't an AEW pay-per-view like what you just had 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. It isn't like the most spectacular thing out there, but I will say it is. It was okay. It was okay. I'll
Yeah,
say
it
that.
had nothing on there that said, "Okay, I need to order to watch this." Because to be honest, I didn't think Swerve was winning. Because I didn't think they were going to run back Swerve and like Will. I think Ospreay probably wins the Owen Hart, and he'll get the next shot at the champion. So I just don't think they go that route again, man. But again, do you want to start with AEW or you want to go? Or you want to end with AEW?
We'll end with AEW. There's
Okay,
more to
all
talk
right.
about in the WWE world than
Yeah, I
AEW.
mean, Paul Heyman owes us favors. He owes Seth Rollins favors.
It was
He
everybody's
owes.
favor.
We finally know CM Punk's favor now, and so let's just start there, man, with that match there. Let's just look at this match here, the triple threat now. Punk comes out, says what his favor was. He wants Paul Heyman to walk him down the aisle. Paul Heyman says he could not tell the tribal chief no, and that he would be there again in 2013. He cuts the promo. about, one day the people are going to see that you are, and I'm going to walk you down the aisle when you main event WrestleMania. Now here we are 12 years later, long-term storytelling, if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
And now here it is. And then Seth Rollins last night comes in and he says, hey, I can put you out of your misery. I can end it all right now. And CM Punk comes out for the save. Of course, they battle around for a little bit. Punk ends up getting curb stomped, the stomp actually. And then Paul Heyman over him. Seth Rollins looks like he's going to go for the stomp, goes up in the air, comes down. Paul Heyman looks flustered, looks at him, and Seth Rollins picks up his hand with the microphone in it. I thought that was a good touch, by the way. Paul Heyman is holding the microphone. Seth Rollins raises it up and he says, now you owe me a favor. And that's how we went off the air.
Many favors everywhere.
So, man, apparently the only people he doesn't owe a favor to is Roman Reigns in this match.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe by SmackDown he'll owe him a favor too.
Maybe. So what do you see in this match again? Are you feeling it right now? The build, are you feeling?
Well, look, I think the whole situation with, hey, favors here, favors there. All right, so the first favor of CM Punk asking, Paul Heyman to be in his corner, I thought that was kind of weak. I was like, why? Like, I mean, I didn't care too much. But then they gave us more of a history, a background of it, right? They gave us, back in the day in 2013, Punk was with Paul Heyman, and Heyman said, hey, so I don't know if they just went in the history of like the previous shows and said, hey, we could do this and now implement it for now. Or if because I highly doubt that they knew that Punk was going to return and all that stuff. So they had to have looked at the, the archives and said, hey, look, let's go ahead and talk.
Well,
let's connect one with the other.
They are honestly like good friends inside and outside the ring. So I got to believe, again, they were probably like, look, I know I've had to say it on the air. Go find that clip because then we can use that as a thing. And this was more CM Punk mind, getting in the head of Roman than really, I think, wanting Paul Heyman to be in his corner.
Well, this is the thing. Monday, last night, that whole, promo there with Paul Heyman and Roman and Seth freaking Rollins really was very good. I enjoyed it because what happened is now you're bringing more doubt to a lot of things. I don't care about the favor that now Seth Rollins is like, now you owe me a favor. I don't care about that. What I cared about was what he said before CM Punk even came out. And everything that he was saying is absolutely true. He was saying that they weren't there when they threw him through a table. Neither Roman or CM Punk. They weren't there. CM Punk wasn't there when he left, and he left Paul Heyman for a long, long time, and, is there.
Speaking 100% truth.
Roman Reigns, he is the type of person who only thinks about himself, and he does like to go ahead and kind of use Paul Heyman for his, for his benefit. So all these things made perfect sense. And then to cap it off, saying, Seth, now you owe me a favor. I don't think he owes me the favor because he was going to get stomped. But it does bring that little doubt, Sean, of will Paul Heyman be loyal to CM Punk and to Roman Reigns? Or will he now do a curveball and join Seth freaking Rollins and maybe help Seth freaking Rollins as
I am starting to get on that bandwagon. I've seen it said already, and I remember this from Paul Heyman. He says, everybody thinks I'm going to, turn on my tribal chief. I'm loyal to my tribal chief. I'm loyal to CM Punk. Why are you saying that stuff if you're not setting us up to end up screwing one of them?
The thing or both. Yeah, that's what.
And then I listened. I think I sent you. Did I send you the Bubba Ray, or did I just retweet what he said? He was like, the person that would really benefit the most from this with Heyman would be as if he actually turns on everybody else and goes with Seth Rollins. And he made the point of this. He said, he feels that Seth Rollins is right where CM Punk was and Roman Reigns was before Paul Heyman gave them that little extra. That he says he felt like that's where Rollins is now. And now this will be him to take the next step up. Again, I don't know necessarily if that's the whole thing there, but
Yeah.
it definitely, like, I think Seth is past the point of where, where Roman and them were, because he's been there and done that. He's been the champion. He's done a lot of things, That was the whole thing with the crutch with Roman. But again, but I believe with the Paul Heyman with him, it brings the legitimacy to Seth freaking Rollins. That, again, you had the advocate, you had the tribal chief. He's always been the guy for CM Punk, and now he would be whatever he is for Seth Rollins. I don't know what the hell what he would be as far as that goes. So, but that they did throw that out there, and I saw it, and then now the more I think about it, I'm like, why would you even say that? Like, everybody thinks I'm not going to be loyal to Tribal Chief. Everybody thinks I'm not going to be loyal to CM Punk. Like, I just feel like there is the part to where that's the little egg to where, remember I said that because the night after WrestleMania, I'm going to throw it back in your face.
Yeah, and not only that, but then you also have to see if one way or another, The Rock shows at WrestleMania too, right?
Yeah.
So this could be a way for The Rock to kind of, get back at Roman, or maybe get back at sorry, I'm like darkening the light here. There you go. I like it better yellow. Or join forces with Seth freaking Rollins now. I don't know. It's crazy because we had a turn of Cena into a heel, and now you could see a betrayal, and then making Seth Rollins all of a sudden a heel as well, possibly, because if he wins, and he wins because of Paul Heyman, I would feel that is also a heel turn. And I don't know if the fans are going to agree with him. Obviously, a lot of people like, going ahead and cheering his name and stuff. But it would be interesting if they decided to go that route where they already turned Cena, and now they're going to turn Seth Rollins to that point. It brings intrigue, and I like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We still got to do our WrestleMania picks next week, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes, next week we'll have them.
so
But the thing is, it does what WWE does all the time, right? It kind of throws in where you're like, all right, I can see Punk winning, I can see Roman winning, and I can see Rollins win. Like, it's one of those things to where, like, okay, now which route do they go, and what's that roller coaster going to be like at the end of night one? Because that will be the main event of Saturday night.
The good thing is that they have built it up really well. I like that they've done this. I've liked that. I thought the little favor thing was kind of dragging off for a little bit, but now it actually, now that has been obviously informed to everybody that it was the Paul Heyman, and now they're including Paul Heyman and all this stuff. It makes sense. It's getting better. And I'm intrigued to see what happens next week. I don't know if there's going to be an appearance from Roman Reigns next week.
Yes. Roman, I believe, is on Raw and SmackDown next week.
Okay, so then we're gonna get some answers right before WrestleMania, possibly, or at least get a little bit more.
Or more chaos. It could be even more chaos. No telling what's going to happen.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
maybe Roman's like, you know what? You're no longer my Wiseman. You don't want to be in my corner. I don't need you in my corner. And now he goes, again, because Heyman does this so well. He did the thing where when he was having the issues with the bloodline at the beginning, where he didn't sleep for like the whole week, came in all disheveled. His eyes were like bags. And you kind of saw that this week. Not as bad, but like you could tell like he was still distraught. And that's what Heyman does so well. And then the facial expressions from him reacting when Rollins was saying, like, where were they when you got slammed through the table? Did Punk care about the only left? And you could just see Heyman kind of like it was turning in his head like he's not wrong. He's not
My,
wrong.
my only issue is like, why are they all fighting for Paul Heyman? Like Paul Heyman, what does Paul Heyman
Dude,
bring to them? Like
you gotta
Roman,
be a Paul Heyman guy, man.
dude, like why you got like Seth Rollins have already accomplished plenty. Roman Reigns accomplished plenty with and without him, and so does CM Punk. So like, why are they all fighting for Paul Heyman? Like it's like if that's their girlfriend, it's like that's the girlfriend, and three guys are fighting for the girlfriend. It's so funny, but it's wrestling. What do you expect? So, oh, and
And No
thank you,
Doubt says, is
Sammy.
it really main eventing WrestleMania if you main event night one? Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is. It is main eventing WrestleMania. Yes, sir.
And Sammy, thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. Thank you for yes, the Florida Gators
Yes.
did win last night, so I appreciate it. Saying congrats to Frankie.
Oh, is that the? I thought he was congratulating you because you finally got the mask.
Nah. Well,
Oh,
did you guys see the mask? If you didn't see the mask, on the
Penta
chat board,
mask has arrived, ladies and
if you
gentlemen.
didn't see the mask, stick around. I'll wear it again towards the end of the show.
Yes, it
I
was the
deserve
best Frankie's ever looked on the Squared Circle Digest. All right, so we go from one that's been good built up
it. Mm-hmm.
to one that's just falling apart at the wayside. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
What are you talking about falling apart? It got
God,
juicy
what
on
a
Friday.
mess this is. What a freaking mess this
It's
is.
so juicy right now.
Oh my
I love
God,
it.
It's not juicy.
I love it. I love it that
It's
Tiffany
not
took
juicy.
that
It's
shot.
so unprofessional. It's so
Unprofessional.
unprofessional by both.
No,
Yes.
this is wrestling. This is what you
Oh,
want to see in wrestling.
goodness.
You want to see people taking shots at your personal life. They always do. It's not like this is the first time we don't see it. So it's like, come on, like do it. Keep going. I hope they do it again this week. I hope they take more
Listen,
shots at
if
them.
you're gonna take a shot, then say the real name. Don't be like, "Oh, Kaiser's in my DMs." His real name's not Ludwig Kaiser, buddy.
Well, you can't. I mean, she wants to make sure
No, if
that
you
a
want to
lot
make
of the
it, if you want to make it like it's legit, then you do that because this is not legit. It's one trying to one up the other because Charlotte Flair went off script, then Tiffany started going off script, and then it just snowballed from there. But then I do agree with what Meltzer said when he said nothing would have been said of the divorces unless if Charlotte approved it.
oh yeah.
So again, there's probably boundaries on some of this stuff, but it just, man, it's like, bro, like that was a cringeworthy segment.
But
for
you had
everybody
she had to say Luther Kaiser because she wanted people to know who it is. A lot of people don't know his real name. So if she would have just mentioned his real name, then people would have to go Google and be like, "Who the hell is she mentioning this?" By her saying Luther Kaiser, everybody's like, "Oh shit, okay, yeah."
She just said, tell Kaiser to stay out of my DMs after Tiffany said her thing and rolled out to de-escalate anything else going on. And I loved Wade Barrett in there. He's like, I wanted to be like the next something else. And then he's like, I turned into Jerry Springer. Because that's what that segment was, man. It was just like,
That was hot, bro. I like it. I
no,
like
man,
it.
that
I
was
like it. I like it,
terrible.
Juicy.
That
I
was
like
the
I like
worst.
I like those two women going at it. It's way more better than that Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair
No,
saga.
no
right now
way,
going
man.
on
No
right now.
way. No way, bro.
You got
It's going to
these-
be interesting. I'm very interested to see how this match transpires at WrestleMania because to me, Tiffany Stratton has to win.
I don't think she has to win.
Oh my goodness!
I
yes,
don't think
she
I
does.
don't think she
You
has to
cannot
win.
Lose this match. No,
I don't
cannot.
think I don't think she has to win because Charlotte Flair is such a big heel. Everybody hates her, so by her winning, it would make her even a bigger heel. So
Yeah, but then you make Tiffany a transition champion, and that's what I would be upset about because she shouldn't be a transition champion.
but it's Tiffany Stratton, man. She's just at the very beginning of her career. She has a whole career in wrestling, pending any injuries, of course. But she has all the wrestling in front of her. I have no problem with her losing it if they really want to continue to drag this, which I wouldn't mind. I don't mind. Now remember, you do say that in WrestleMania a lot of feuds end, but I wouldn't mind having this.
I
feud
don't know.
continue.
I mean, unless they change this around a little bit, the last two have been cringeworthy, man. It really has.
I don't know why
It really
you
has.
hating
It's
it.
been
I don't
very,
know. I
like,
think it's been great. I think it's been great. I like it, and I want them to continue. I want to see what it makes me want to tune in on Friday again and see if they're gonna go at it again.
yeah, I'll be watching the truck race in Bristol.
But keep
Because
in mind,
I will not be watching that segment again. That'll be on my phone. If I think I want to look at it, I might look down at it. But no.
but WWE wanted this. WWE wanted this. Remember, I don't know if it was.
I think it's a great match. I think in the ring, it's going to be a great match. The problem is getting it to the ring.
Oh,
It just hasn't been good. Whatever it is, I don't know what the
what are you
issue is.
talking about? Remember the night that the Miz, I think it was Miz that was doing Miz TV, and then Bianca, Charlotte and Tiffany were going at it, and then Tiffany climbed all the way to the top, and then she launches herself from the top. So they've been building this up like a yo, we hate each other to the point that we're gonna go low blows if we have to. As a matter of fact, I think WWE should make it a no disqualification match, in my opinion. Let them
If
duke
they
it
do
out.
that, then Tiffany could take the loss.
Let it be like a street
Because
fight.
then,
Oh, that would be so good. Let it be a street fight.
Then Charlotte could do some handed tactics and win. I would be okay with that. But I don't in a straight one-on-one match, I can't have Tiffany taking this loss with the buildup that the way it's been. Like, I mean, again, if they change it in the next couple of weeks, then that my opinion might change. But I don't. Let's talk about the other one. Josh says Rhea Ripley's a crybaby. She should have not been added to the match. I'm pissed. Well, Josh, you know what? Rhea Ripley is in. It is a triple threat.
All right, so we knew this was happening from the moment.
I mean, I don't know why everybody. I was just wondering how they were going to make it work. That was my only thing, because there was, again, I never expected Io Sky to win the title. I did never. Once that happened, I was like, and then they were like, oh, then there's a rematch. So then I'm like, oh, okay, then Rhea's going to end up getting a title, and then they both take out Bianca Belair, and then she calls for the double disqualification. Then I'm like, okay, there it is. That's how they're going to get this. And then Adam Pearce finally had enough and was like, screw it, I'm done. All three of you, you're going to be in the match. And although, like last night, that drop kick when Rhea nailed Bianca, I'd be very interested to see if she didn't snap her neck a little bit. Put a little extra on that bad boy.
I did see that.
I was like, oh, the net. I was like, oh man, let's see how this rolls out. But I like this match. I do. I like the whole.
I just don't like the fact that they're still going ahead and kind of pushing Io Sky to the side. I think that's stupid.
Yeah, I think that's worn out. It feels like at some point you got to be like, okay, she's in the match now. It's like you're still pushing her to the side, but she's the champion. She deserves the respect. I get it at the beginning of it. You're right. It's getting a little redundant now, because it's like one week it's Rhea pushing her. I think this week it was actually Bianca that kind of did it, but they're like taking turns, and you're 100% right. It's like, that is your champion. That's the thing that I'm not understanding in this build, is because WWE is usually very big on our champions are the credibility of our titles. Correct. And it seems like in this one, Io's just like, yeah, you're there. And it's going to be interesting, because it'll be interesting to see where this one goes. And then, so I wrote down some notes here from what has been added here. Let's talk about the other one is, this is one of the things that I really do not like that happened this past Monday.
Okay.
But the more I've been sitting on it, and after listening again to the promo, the Jey Uso Gunther, I thought Jey should have came in and again, I'm the old school guy where you just saw your brother laid out in blood. You were handcuffed to the rope. You couldn't even reach to him. Gunther chokes him out, and then now this week again, no yeeting. At least he didn't come out yeeting. He came out straight seriousness. And all this, and I do feel like the promo was the better way to go than just throwing hands, because now he has shown Gunther that you lost that being in my head advantage. That's gone now. There's no reason for me to worry about that now, and I felt like that was a good turn to this. Again, I think this has gone on a lot longer than probably needed to. But I did feel like that promo added to what has already happened more than if Jey just jumped in and started waylaying on Gunther in this instance. Because I'm one of the guys that, you know how I am. I'm very old school in that way, where why are you just coming out for an interview after you got laid out the Cody Rhodes thing?
Yeah.
It's like you just got laid out, you got bloodied, and now you're like, oh, I wanted to hear what you had to say. What? He just beat your ass the last pay-per-view. Why are we waiting? But I felt like this one actually added to it, and Jay delivered on this promo.
My issue with this feud is that they keep feeding us this Rocky type of like
Yes.
saga, and I'm tired of it. Because if you remember from the Rocky movies against the Russian guy, right, the Soviet Union guy, I forgot his name, Brad
Drago.
Drago. There you go. Right, like Rocky was going into the fight afraid the whole time, and then it wasn't until he actually started duking it out in the match, and he hurt him, that he finally started gaining confidence and stuff like that. You can't do the same. I guess they kind of did that beforehand now by allowing him to have this promo and saying, "I'm not afraid of you anymore. I'm gonna duke it out with you," and we're there. Look, for me, this match is. I mean, the promo helped. I will say that. I feel like the promo did help. They kind of last night promo was better. My only issue is I'm tired of this Rocky movie. Like, stop it. I just want them to get over with this. I just want them to fight already and just move on. Whether Jay wins it or not, I mean, I believe he should win it, but if he doesn't or not, whatever. I don't want to see his feud anymore. Just get over it. Let's get through WrestleMania. I think they made a huge mistake by dragging this on over and over for so many weeks.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they should have had Jay get taken out for a couple weeks just to give it a breather and then have him come back stronger. But yeah, I feel like it's gone like
It's lost
it's
lost.
starting to go
Yeah.
it's like went up and then now it's starting to go
Yeah, I mean
this like a little more.
they reached with the whole, Jay getting beat up and all that stuff, and then now Jimmy. But if you look at it again, he's like, "Yo, I'm not afraid of you," and all this stuff. I mean, if he was afraid of him, he probably would not laid hands with him a couple times before, before leading up to the whole situation with his brother getting beat down. So it's like it just made no sense. I'm just tired of it. I think they should just I hope they don't. I don't think they should. They should just leave it like that. I think they're gonna do something next week on Monday, but they should just leave it like that. Just leave it like that. Don't have them either or at the show on Monday for next week, and just let them fight. And that would be our last image of those two
I don't
before
even think they
WrestleMania.
should have one of them show. I think Gunther should be like, I'm too good to go there. I'll see you at WrestleMania. Let
Correct.
Jay come out and just talk to the fans so everybody can do the yeet entrance and all that stuff. Leave Gunther off the show next week. And just to me, again, that's just the way
It's run its
feel.
course
You're
already.
right. It's run its course. What else are you going to do the week before WrestleMania that you haven't already done leading up to it? Because remember, they just fought at Saturday night's main events in January, right before Royal Rumble. They had a match, and then they went, and then he won the Royal Rumble, and then, again, I felt like they could have strung out a little bit, teased him and Cody, before he made the decision.
Mhm.
I feel like, again, ultimately, it's going to get to where it's going to get to, but I feel like they did it too soon to where it's like, Jay was like the first Raw was like, I got you. And it's like, well, now you got 10 weeks before you get him. And now we got to watch this, and again, it's just like one of those things where you let it drag out for a couple of weeks. Like I like what they did with Charlotte. I go to Raw, I go to SmackDown, I go to NXT, and then I make my decision, again, at least they string it out a little bit instead of just being like, Jay was just like, Gunther, you're mine. Like,
You know what they could have done?
right.
They could have done that with Jay, because since Jay is up and coming, right? Like he's not like a main star now. He's not main eventing now. He is kind of, I guess, even though he's not gonna be the he's not gonna be the last fight of the main event on WrestleMania day 1 or day 2 for that
I
matter.
don't know, neither.
But
They got to stop that whole Royal Rumble winner gets the main. It's just a title match. They need to stop the main event WrestleMania. It's just a title match. You get a title match at WrestleMania because the main event thing, they're not. Neither one of them are main eventing anything.
no. And King Mahi Mahi, yes, I did go ahead wear the mask. I'll wear it in a few minutes. I'll wear it right before we do are we doing the Wheel of Death, the wheel today?
We have the Wheel of Death tonight. Yes, we do.
Okay, bro. Oh, the wheel of topics. So, yeah, I'll wear it right when we're gonna move to that segment. You let me know. I'll jump into that.
Well, it's kind of like the Wheel of Death because right after that we go to AEW, which is like the death of the show.
That is true. That is true. That makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
I kid.
But you
If
know what?
anybody AEW out there, just kidding.
But you, Alfred, right? Is it Alfred or Wilfred? Wilfred is the one
Wilfred.
who.
Yeah,
Wilfred is the one.
AEW, AEW.
Wilfred is not on, so we're okay.
Yep.
I will say this: I think they should have done that because then that would have opened up more doors, for him, for Jay to actually have maybe at that time I think it was Trick Williams who was the heavyweight champion in NXT. He could have gone out there and that would have probably spiced up and you're like, damn, it would be pretty cool to see Trick versus Jay at one point in time because eventually Trick is gonna make over.
And it doesn't hurt anything. You just extend it out a little bit instead of. And again, this is weird because usually you don't have like 10 weeks in between the Rumble and because again, usually the beginning of April or the end of March was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now you moved it to the middle or the end of April, and now you've got all this time. So let's look at the other matches that have currently been added. Naomi and Jade Cargill get added, which we knew was going to happen. I'm happy for both of them. At least they get to wrestle on the main stage. And I like the fact that, it's going to be interesting because I like heel Naomi better than kind of the glow Naomi.
Are they making that a street fight or is it just a regular match?
That's what right now, they haven't said anything.
Okay.
But I think it's going to get changed because I think in a regular one-on-one match, I mean, like, again, I'm looking at thinking of character-wise, Jade should kind of buzzsaw Naomi. To me, because I believe the ultimate, again, and I could be 100% wrong, but I watched Bianca yesterday, and she's showing a lot of heel tendencies.
She is, man.
I know she still said, two of my best friends, I had to watch them whoop each other and then go in the chamber and win. But she's dressed in the all black now. She's, it's like, I don't know. It just feels to me. And
I mean, she looks great in her.
Yeah, and fans are booing her a little bit, which she's feeding off of, it looks like.
Yeah.
And again, maybe that's just her feeding off it or whatever. But it's going to be very interesting to see which way they go with that. Because again, I mean, if it does turn out that, that Bianca is with Naomi, that would make an interesting situation because then you would end up getting the Jade Bianca, I think, down the line for the title because night one, it's going to be interesting to see how they lay out the card. If Naomi and Jade are on night 2 and say Bianca does win the title on night 1, does Bianca on night 2 cost Jade Cargill the match? And they do that whole... And again, I don't know what they're going to do. So true. It just feels to me that there's a lot of heel tendencies going on right now with Bianca. The way she talks, the way it just feels like she's getting a shift a little bit without doing it in a way. And it's kind of happening organically, I believe, throughout the WWE universe.
Yep, I agree.
The other matches that were added, we got the Intercontinental.
Oh, I think we're losing you, Sean. Are you having Is it raining by your house? Because it looks like. Yep, there we go. We lost them. Oh, you're back. Is it raining? Yeah, you're back. Are you raining by your house?
It's been raining off and on, but I don't know what happened. I had full bars, and oh no, I just lost like everything. All right, hopefully I stay on. If not,
you're on. You're on. I see you right now.
So the Fatal 4-Way gets added: Dom, Finn, Penta, and Braun Breaker. And again, I feel like this is the one where I won't tell you my pick, but I think this is going to be the one where a surprise upset happens in this one.
I will say this. It was very, very difficult for me to see last night that match between Penta and Dom because they're two of my favorite wrestlers right now. So it was hard for me to see that match. And I feel bad for Carlitos because Carlitos took that spear like a true champion, my friend.
Dude, did Braun Breaker almost spike himself?
I don't know
what happened. It's like he launched himself and then realized, like, oh man, like
oh. I wonder if WWE has told him just go all in with those spikes because this is not the first time he's done this. So I don't know if maybe if he continues to do this, if other people are going to complain to him and say, "Yo, man, you're being too aggressive." I don't want him to get that tag. Like who was it? I think it was Rhino, or was it Rhino?
Gore.
Oh, this guy. What's his name? The one that says "Feed me more." What was his name? I forgot
Oh,
now.
your buddy Ryback.
Ryback. There you go. Ryback is the one that has had that, or your boy Goldberg, right? That has had the tendencies or
Oh,
the
my boy,
bad.
your boy Goldberg. I mean,
Oh, come on,
you're.
man. He's your boy too.
I
That
put him. One of my questions on the wheel is him.
if those
You'll know which
guys,
one if it lands on it.
if those guys were too rough on the wrestling match and could hurt
Yeah.
somebody they're known, they're tagged as like, yo, be careful when you wrestle those guys, because those guys don't give a damn if they hurt you or not. So I hope Braun Breaker is not running into that situation, because I feel like he gets too emotional. He's like, yo, and he gets a pop for doing it, but Jesus, I wonder how these guys are taking it, because look at when Speed got it. Like he was messed up, and I know
Yeah,
he's
but
not a wrestler.
Speed did it wrong. Speed fed the wrong way.
I understand that, but he
And,
still
and
laid him out like a beast, like
well,
if he was a
because
wrestler.
if he would have spun the right way, he would have spun into the spear. When he spun the other way out, he's away from the spear, so he got the. You
Don't
get what
blame.
you
Don't
get
blame. Don't
when you
blame.
got what you got. You
Don't
want to be
blame.
a part of it? You want to be a part of it? You're gonna be a part of it.
Yeah, but don't blame Speed.
Now, I don't know why
He
Otis
could
had
have
to
held
toss
back.
him over the damn thing on the backside. But okay.
He could have held up a little bit. He could have like not hit him like that bad, but whatever.
Oh,
It
good
is what it
God!
is.
Spoken like a man that hasn't been in the ring.
Again,
Goodness
I'm
gracious.
just keeping it real with you.
Rey Mysterio will take on El Grande
American.
Americano
The
at
match of the night.
WrestleMania.
That will be the
Yes,
match at WrestleMania right there, sir.
look, man, it could steal
My
the
boy.
show. I was hoping it was going to be a luchador gauntlet where all the luchadors came in, but hey, you know what? You get Americano Grande is on the show, Grande Americano, whatever it is.
Grande
And
Americano,
Rey
sir. Get it
Mysterio.
right, sir. Grande Americano with the history. He is. I feel like he's an American with Mexican ties. That's how I
Oh
feel.
no, he definitely does. Definitely does. With American roots and things like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And I'm excited to see what the Grande Americano has up his sleeve. It was a great match. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Those guys from LWO, bro, like El Grande Americano, the reason that they were doing those high fly moves and all that stuff was because they were inspired by El Grande Americano. Did you see those moves by the LW? Those guys,
yeah,
those guys
Joaquin
were
Wild is good, man.
those guys were going ham. I was like,
I want
holy
him to do more
crap.
of the stuff they did in NXT when they used to launch him from the top rope and he'd fly like all the way back to the locker room area.
Well, he did something similar. He stepped on those. He stepped on. I
yeah, the
forgot
backs.
the backs of the two
It
guys.
was his partner onto one of the creeds and then flung him over.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, and then the other one did that 360, or I don't know what he did. He did like spin around. I don't know what he did, but dude, it was impressive. So
Yeah,
I think they were inspired by El Grande
a
Americano.
Grande Americano. Okay, all right. I know Ivy now looked like she wanted to break kayfabe and just started laughing her ass off when he came running out.
Hey, you thought they changed this song? Like it's the same song as Chad Gable, but in Spanish, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's
He added the
funny.
mariachis to it.
Yeah. It's so good, bro.
And I
It's
believe the
same.
mariachis are kind of like going, "You suck."
Yes,
You suck. Like
yeah.
that's the
It's
mariachis.
like you could tell that it's Chad Gable all day,
Yeah,
but
no, yeah.
it's so good that and you know what's funny though? I was reading online that a lot of the Mexican fans and the lucha fans were upset that they were saying that they were making a mockery of lucha libre. Do you feel that a Grande Americano is making a mockery of lucha libre?
No more than Juan Cena did. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you have those guys, but like I'm sure, look, man, he's working with one of the greatest luchadors of all time. You've got Penta there, you've got Ray Phoenix. I'm sure all the stuff is being run by them being like, okay, is this a little bit too? No, it's fine. Because again, when he does the Hurricanrana, it looks like he's hurting himself, man. Like every time he does it, it's like that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on a second. He's doing the right Hurricanrana. All of other luchadors have been doing the Hurricanrana
Okay,
incorrect.
well, whichever way you want to look at it, but like to me, I think you're taking it's a little bit too serious. Now, where I do get some of this is like to me, the one thing that's become, and it started with WCW when he stripped the mask off all of the luchadors at one point, Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
The masks are their, are their tributes, or their, their identities and everything like that. And like now with the Bandito thing, and even WWE did it with when he pulled the mask off and then
Drag
rolled
Race.
him up for the
Yeah.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Drag Race.
like that stuff there, like to me, that do it every once in a while, make it have a meaning for it. But like if they do the same thing with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, I'm gonna be like, bro, like come on.
Yeah, come with some originality on that one.
Yes, man, make it. Then I can start saying, okay, you guys can get upset about it because they're really not doing anything with it. But I like the whole thing because again, it goes back to where he was losing to them. Then he went and he met the guy in the alley and he said, "This is what you need. You get this, and
What I-
you'll be fine."
What I
And
want
then he comes back with the mask, or well, El Grande Americano shows up, and it's been gold since.
This is what I want from him since he's going to be in WrestleMania, and it's a great opportunity for a Grand Americana to make a legacy in this match. Is that when he comes out with the entrance, he has a mariachi out there, when an actual mariachi performing as he's walking down to the ring at WrestleMania. It only makes sense for him to come with that impressive entrance like that. That way he could show his roots and show the respect to the Lucha Libre and the Mexican fans and all that stuff. And at the same time, I want him to do more high flying stuff. I know it's Chad Gable, but who cares? Do it. Let me see what you got, Chad Gable. Let me see what I'm sorry, Grand Americano. What do you got? And I want him to be his cheating ways, just like he cheated his way last week and the week before. So he started to take ideas from Dom. Remember, he did go to Dom asking him for some advice, and Dom did tell him he had to be sneaky, or at least he was going to help him. So one of the things that Dom is known for is for being sneaky and being that type of weasel to try to always win. So shout out to Dom Mysterio for helping a Grande Americano, and also shout out to a Grande Americano standing out and being a great luchador out there for the WWE community.
Yeah, no, we're lucky to have El Grande Americano. What's the other one I had here? Jacob Fatu and LA Knight now has also been added. Going to be interesting because I got to believe Jacob Fatu leaves WrestleMania as the United States champion.
I feel like WWE just does not like LA Knight, bro. I just don't understand why. The way they promote that guy, bro, it sucks because it's like I don't want to give it out. We pretty much know, but I see it very difficult for Jacob Fatu not to leave
Yeah, I agree.
WrestleMania without the belt. So it's like
Agree.
I just feel bad for LA Knight, man, because a lot of fans like him, dude, and his character is really good.
Though, he doesn't need the belt to get over. Not that Jacob Fatu does.
Yeah, exactly.
But the good thing about it to me is that you have the fact that even if LA Knight loses it, it's just like, okay. I'm saying, like, it doesn't hurt him either way. Like, it's cool watching him chase for the title and all that stuff. The other thing that I had about WWE was no Cena, no Cody Rhodes on the Raw. They come back from the tour, and we get neither.
Good. Good.
I think we get them on SmackDown. That's what that means.
You think they're gonna be on SmackDown?
Oh, and Cody will. I don't know about Cena.
I don't know about Cena. I don't think we're gonna see Cena
Cena's
again.
only on that because it was the last time WWE for Cena, it'll be the last time he goes overseas. So that's what that whole thing was. And I think he only wrestled the TV shows. I don't think he wrestled any of the other events. It was just the TVs
Gotcha.
that he was on. So it wasn't like he was at every stop. Anything else WWE that we missed? If you got any questions on the WWE topics, go ahead and throw them in there. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here.
Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. That's no goal. So who do you think?
Yes, I'm sorry. That's done. KO going to get neck surgery. Randy Orton does not have an opponent anymore.
So who do you see Randy Orton possibly going one-on-one?
I put out there, wouldn't it be interesting to see if Rusev or Aleister Black come back?
Well, they were talking about Aleister Black.
Be the opponent for him. But also at that same time, it goes... I mean, because if you have one of them return, you'd almost want them to win their return. And I don't know that Randy Orton's it's going to be very interesting to see what they do now with Orton. Because, again, they had built that up to where it was at a fever pitch between the two of them. And then
The other thing you could
stuff
possibly
happens there.
the other thing you could possibly do is Ray Phoenix just came on board. I don't know if he's getting the same pop as Penta, but he is a new toy. I guess you could look at it in WWE, so you could probably put him in a match, even though there's no connection one with the other. But you could probably do that if you wanted to put somebody up against Ryan. And it looks like Malachi Black. I think they did like a on
Yeah,
SmackDown. They did
it was a like smoke filled thing. They've done it for all of them recently. Like it kind of just like the figure in the back that you could see, but you couldn't really tell who it was. 100%.
Correct. And then on the anything else in the Monday Night Raw that I could remember, they had
I mean, you had Bailey Lyra, which was their normal match. Lyra pulls it off at the end. The Viking Raiders, New Day.
they did.
I mean, again, I don't know what
They might do Viking Raiders against New Day again at WrestleMania because
maybe at the pre-show, one of the pre-show.
because of the they didn't win the belts. It was DQ, right? So and the New Day won. What is that noise? Are you like getting disconnected or something?
I don't know what's going on. I hear it, but I don't know where it's coming from. I have nothing open on my card but this.
Yeah, I keep
It
hearing
sounds
that.
like a Discord type thing.
Yeah, like I don't know where that's coming from. Is that like are we disconnecting? Let us know on the chat board if you could hear us and see us perfectly fine. Because I keep hearing that noise. I'm like, are we?
I hear it, but I don't see anything changing on my end. The microphone's good.
Yeah,
So
same.
I'm not sure what's going on. I hear it, but nobody said anything. So I was hoping I was good.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's what I was going off of there, anyways. So it's time to spin the wheel.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So if you guys haven't seen, if you guys came late to the show, let me wear the mask.
Yeah.
I'll do the segment in the mask, even though I'm freaking gonna be blind. So just bear with me, guys, because I'm gonna be a little bit blind out there. All right. So hold on. Let me disable my camera. Oh, look who I am right there. That is not me right there, actually. Obviously, that's Penta. That's the real Penta. Oh wait, I could actually wear this. Actually, I could wear this with my glasses inside. Damn, that's how big the mask is. That's not bad, Sean. I could probably do the whole segment with the mask.
Oh, there we
All right,
go.
sweet.
Perfect.
All right, cool.
Oh, there he is. All right, so that means it is time for spin the wheel. But before we spin the wheel,
I can actually see.
you can see. You good?
Yeah, I got my glasses in here too, so you can't see my glasses, which is pretty cool. But I have. Damn, my mouth is like all twisted and stuff, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the mouth just makes it look odd, but
What are you talking about? The mouth looks. Hold on. Yeah, I'm a little bit off, right? I think I'm a little bit off. No, I have to go that way. There you go. There you go. I gotta go a little bit this way. There you go. And I'll put the mask on. Can you guys hear me clearly, or does that sound mumble when I?
no, you sound perfect, man. This is the best I've heard you sound.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, here we go. We're spinning the wheel.
Let's go. Let's make it happen.
It's kind of intimidating with you with that mask on.
Oh, we gotta talk about this, but
Yeah, we'll spin again. We'll spin again because we did talk about that one. I forgot that was on there. My fault.
okay, it really wants us to talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it. I've already said my piece on it. It's terrible.
Well, what I was gonna tell you is that should they go
There's the one I wanted. What is considered a legend? And the reason I brought this up is because today they said they signed a Legends deal
Sweet.
with Kelly.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it was like, what is considered a legend anymore? Just if you were a WWE superstar, you're now a legend?
Well, I'm a legend right now.
Well, in your own mind, yes, you are. You're a great legend in your own mind. You're probably the greatest legend of the Squared Circle Digest that we ever had. But like, so where's the line drawn on legend?
Well, look, man. when you're a legend in WWE, I guess if you've given the time and effort and you've been this long in a long period of time in WWE, and I guess you've made some type of mark in the WWE, I guess they're making you seem like you deserve to be a legend. That's how I look at it. Because what else would it be? I mean, they're letting Kelly come in, and there's other girls and there's other wrestlers that are legends that you kind of like okay, like it's not like the Hall of Fame or anything like that, but it's
But
just
I mean, it really is the Hall of Fame in a way. I mean, look what's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, come
that
on,
is true. That is true.
come
That
on.
is
I mean,
true.
our president's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Snoop's in the President Hall of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We're on the
when you
Hall
look
of
at the celebrities that are in there, it's like, okay, all right. So that was my whole thing, and then also I was going to throw in the whole jab at you and Goldberg. Is Goldberg a legend?
Oh, of course he's a legend all day, sir. Why wouldn't he not be a legend? Why
I
would
don't
you
think so.
not?
But
Why? Okay.
anyways,
Why you don't like being? You just said
no,
Goldberg.
he is a legend, man. Dude, I'm kidding. Calm
All right.
down there. Calm down.
Penta.
Pentastero Metal, Nieto, whatever his name is. I know you got no fear, but calm it down. Here we go.
I know I'm intimidating you with the mask.
What happened there? Oh, hit the wrong wheel.
Oh,
Sorry.
I got the mask like tilted. All right, there you go. It's a little bit better. I suck with the mask.
Jesus Christ.
It really wants us to talk about it again.
Yeah, I'm about to delete that one. If it lands on this time,
Okay, Jericho returned.
okay.
All right, so the reason we put this on the wheel is because they actually interviewed Jericho and they asked Jericho if he was willing to ever come back to the WWE, and he said he's absolutely down for it, bro.
Yeah.
My question to you is: would you like to see Jericho back in WWE?
I wouldn't mind him to do a run where again, I've already said my piece. I would say the same thing in WWE that I say in AEW. Make him an attraction. I don't need to see him wrestle every week. But if you put him in there and let him lead a new crew from NXT, bring up a couple young guys with him and let him kind of lead them. And if you want to do like the learning tree type thing, whatever it's going to be, I could do that. I don't want him wrestling every week though.
I think you could bring him over, and I would think WWE would make a better use of him. I think the problem with AEW is that they always continuously have him wrestle, and that hurts him. I
Yeah.
think WWE would do a better job in keeping him around and not utilizing him every week because they have way more wrestlers too, and they have more star power. So I feel like they will do a better job. It's kind of like CM Punk. Remember when CM Punk was in AEW? CM
Yeah.
Punk would wrestle every freaking week,
But
and
also
now
the other thing is too is and not taking anything away from Jericho, man, but that part of his career is he's getting limited on what he can still do. Now, can he do it?
he's
Yes.
54, dude.
But week in and week out, like I don't need to see a 54-year-old guy doing backflips, man.
What are you talking about?
I don't, bro. I don't need that, man. Like
I love it.
I know what you can do. I know what you did. To me, the entertainment style fits him better, which is why I think WWE, as you said, would fit him better because it's more entertainment than necessarily wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, can he hang? Sometimes, but he is getting a little bit tiring. He was that match in pay per view in the last pay per view. Yeah, Sunday's pay per view wasn't that great. Just want to let you know.
I mean, Bandito's family got involved, and I mean, like, again, man, it's just like
One of my boys, Bandito, right there.
AEW pay per view, Ring of Honor heavyweight title being defended. Now he can go for Nueve.
That is true. And
Last
yes,
time.
there's 10-minute
Last time.
top fest. You're right.
Huh?
Well, no doubt said 10-minute
10
top
minutes
fest.
list.
All right, I gotta take this mask. This is way too crazy for me. There you go.
Sweating.
I don't know how these guys could wrestle with those masks. It really wanted to talk about Tiffany and Charlotte again. Oh, I like this one. This one's a good one. All right.
Go ahead. Explain your part two about your examples and explain a little bit in detail what you for
Alright,
this one.
So I'm happy this one fell through as a comment because so there was some reports and there was some recent information of wrestling media, giving false information. So I think it was last week when me and Sean, and funny enough, something happened again this week. Me and Sean, I sent Sean a message saying, "Hey, is this true?" And it was saying that Vince McMahon bought TNA. That was one of the things that was coming out. The second thing that we recently have seen is that they're saying, "Hey, Brock Lesnar." There was a photo that Brock Lesnar went out and hanged out. I guess like somebody found him around or something like that at a show or something like that, and then all of a sudden the story was that Brock Lesnar said, "Hey, I'm retired," and then that was obviously shown as not being true either. The main one that I wanted to talk about, or the main example that I wanted to use as well, was the fact of the former GM of New Japan Wrestling, Michael Craven. So Michael Craven went on a podcast, and he I forgot the name of the podcast. Damn it. But basically, what ended up happening was when he went to the podcast, I think he explained what happened to him. He was the GM of New Japan Wrestling. They had an event there, and his name was I guess thrown out in the, I guess in one of the shows or media or whatnot, and media guy Dave Meltzer, to be exact, wrote an article at the time saying that the morale in New Japan Wrestling was taking a hit, that the wrestlers did not enjoy being there, and that they didn't like wrestling and stuff like that because of a particular person. And apparently that person he quoted or mentioned as the main culprit was Michael Craven, who was the GM for New Japan Wrestling. Now, here's the issue with that situation. Michael Craven is not of Asian descent. I believe he's American, or he looks American.
Sure
Uh,
sounds it.
and he is the GM of New Japan Wrestling. So think about it. You know, you have a Japanese wrestling organization being
Also,
run.
they have New Japan that runs in the U.S. as well. They have a American branch of it as well. So I don't know if he was maybe the GM of that part, and then they got a different GM for the other one.
Yeah, so basically you're already gonna see that a lot of, if you're a wrestling fan over there, kind of like let's say we could also use that as like Mexico wrestling, right? Like if myself, or let's say Sean becomes the GM of a Mexican lucha libre, but he's not Mexican descent, so you could see where some of the fans might be a little bit like, yo, why do you have that? You should probably promote somebody who's like, from our culture, right? Somebody who's Asian, somebody who's Mexican, whatever, somebody who's Hispanic, whatever the case might be. So then here's the thing that Michael Craven said. He said, my name got mentioned on the broadcast. Just a quick shout out. Suddenly, I'm in the Observer being accused of being like Jim Herd. They said I was talking down to the talent. He wasn't even dealing with talent directly. According to Craven, most of the communication came from a 5-person staff. So he had 5 people, and those people would be the people that would talk to the wrestlers and all that. But the problem was Craven revealed that Meltzer's article attached a completely different bio, confusing him with another Michael Craven living in Japan, who worked in recruitment. They called me the recruiter, which I never been. I actually worked in negotiations for the Japanese government for 15 years before joining New Japan Wrestling. So it looks like he's been there before. And it says Craven's account is cautionary tale about the power of misinformation. A single name drop led to his name being smeared across the whole internet, a career left in shambles, and a family caught in the crossfire. And the reason they say that is because he ended up going ahead and getting death threats while he was there. So his daughters were getting death threats. His wife was dealing, I believe, with cancer. And it was a huge stress because now everybody was ganging up on this guy pretty much to force him to quit, which eventually, before his wife passed away, because he does mention it in the podcast, uh, he had to quit. He literally had to resign, and he has, I believe, he's out of the wrestling business now as they speak. I don't think he's in the wrestling business whatsoever. So going back to our topic, is the wrestling media going too far, and is this and are we gonna see more of this, or should there be some type of like um maybe some Like, when is it too much? Like, when should you calm back
I'm
down?
never going to have too much because it's the clicks, man. It's like football talk. It's always, when you look at the sports talk, I mean, what is it? It's all the negative stuff, man. You don't hear no positive stories. I mean, for every positive story, there's 15 negative stories that are going to get you clicks. You know, I mean,
That's true.
it's never going to change to me on the media side of it, regardless of what you're talking about. But for me, the problem that I would have with this whole situation would be, again, if you're going to do proper and you're going to call yourself a journalist, then you need to make sure you vet your sources. You need to make sure that you're, calling out the right guy. You need to do your homework to know that there's 2 Michael Cravens in the company. Again, to me, that's just common sense. But the problem now is everybody wants to be the first to say, to get the news out there now. Even in wrestling, it happens. And it's like, okay, let's not worry about having it accurate. Let's just get it out there. But again, this to me is why I stick with one, and that's usually Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful.
Well, even
usually that's the news I go to, and then I'll look at other things. And again, but I also, if I look at it from him, then I look at it, then I go, okay, I'll research and I'll do my research on this topic because it's being brought up there. There's some where I'll look at and like I'm not even thinking twice of looking at it. Like when you sent me that thing about Tina, I was like, okay. Like it just there's certain people where you just look at it and go, okay, they're just trying to get clicks, man. And again, this is where O talks about it too, where it's like it's boring to be like, kind of like talk the truth and the things like that. But hey, it is what it is. That's me. We got an AC unit. It's taken care of.
Okay, I was like, what is that? What is that?
Yeah,
it's like you and your sound effects, and me and my mask and my hair now.
Yeah, no, I got a little bit of cleaning going on here, so we had an issue. But to me, the media should be held responsible when you put out crap like that and you get somebody's livelihood taken away from them. Somebody should be held accountable.
I do, because Dave Meltzer never went ahead and even apologized for making the mistake of throwing this guy's name out there and giving misinformation. I feel like there's a certain straw, and I feel like some of the wrestlers, I wonder if the wrestlers will ever go on record to start going after some of these media reporters. Like you saw
a lot of people, it's office people, it's different people that get paid to give out the dirt.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, you've seen it before where, like, for example, I believe it was MVP and Bobby Lashley when they were doing a press conference for AEW right after pay-per-view, and you start going to the post press conference and they'll be like, hey, my name blase blase from www whatever, and then they're like, who the hell are you? Like, where are you coming from? Like, we've never heard of you. So, and then they might ask a stupid question that could offend them, and they're like, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't need, next question. Like, I don't need to like entertain these guys.
But in that aspect, that's what you do. Just say, you know what, move on. Next question. I'm here for business. If you want to, again, there's times and there's places. There's one guy that at every AEW press conference now, he asks, what's your Waffle House meal to each person? And Tony Storm got up and was like, Malcolm, it's Malcolm, Muscle Malcolm. And she's like, Malcolm. And she's kind of went along with it and just left. Like, I'm done with it after that. You know what I'm saying? But again, everybody has a different aspect of a story to tell. And not everybody's there for hard-hitting wrestling news. But the problem is, if you call yourself a journalist, again, we're not journalists. We're two fans talking our thoughts and opinions on news and rumors and things like that.
Yep.
But if you sit there and you call yourself a journalist and you put something out wrong, you should be a journalist and correct it.
Correct. I agree 100%.
You can't just be a journalist when it's the good times and, hey, I messed up. I did not vet the right source. My fault. I messed up. But nowadays it's like they just move on or blame it on somebody else and then moving on. Like, oh, well, my source didn't give me the right information. Well, you reported it.
Yeah.
So you know what? Then there's issues.
Yeah, and then not only that, but at the same time, there. I don't understand why they wouldn't go ahead and just say, "Hey, my bad. I got the wrong information," because it might lead into more clickbait, right? Like it might more people will be like, because look at the whole Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James confrontation that went for a while, and it was it led up to people watching this whole feud between these two guys.
Yeah.
It brought in more ratings. Now, granted, I know that some people don't want to go. I'm assuming that some of the journalists are not going to go ahead and want to put out saying, "Yo, I made a mistake," because then it'll hurt their credibility. But still, I feel like at the end of the day, just like everybody else, if you're putting stuff out there, it's because you're trying to get clicks. So if you're
Yeah,
trying to
but
get
also,
clicks,
we're not sitting here saying we're journalists. So if we put something out there and it's not right, then we could be like, "Hey, look, all right, we messed up." But a journalist should vet their sources. We're not claiming to be journalists here. If you want to claim to be a journalist and a news reporter, then report the correct shit.
I agree.
Don't just throw out shit like we would throw out there. And I'm saying, like, that's not being a journalist. If you're being a journalist, people are going to you. Again, Meltzer's not one of my favorite. I'll listen to some of the stuff he says, and then I'll look for it in other places and see how the stories. Again, Meltzer's an okay guy to kind of go. Okay, what's he talking about? Okay, there's probably smoke somewhere. Now, is that the fire, or is it something else along those lines? But again, he's in. He gets that in. But shame on him for not vetting the source or even vetting to find out that there's two Michael Cravens in the company, and you just want to start throwing out names, and like that's
it costs somebody's career
you're messing with people's livelihoods and
their pockets.
And it's like, but also that's one of the things like that I don't like about today's. And again, I know it's been going on for a long time because these guys would not be, reporters and journalists if it wasn't going on before. But like, I can't believe that they get, like, for instance, let's go back to the whole KO thing.
Okay.
KO wanted that to be his announcement. And somebody in the damn WWE office leaked it early so that somebody could go online and say that Kevin Owens is out before he gets a chance to go on air and tell the fans himself on a live show. Like shame on you, man. The fact that you want to be that guy that got the click for that. Like dude, this, you're talking about, man, a livelihood, not a rumor, not an angle, none of that stuff. This is real life. He might not be able to come back from this neck injury, and you wanted to be the first one to report it, so I have to put it out there first. Like, man, shame on you. Shame on you.
Again, man, when it comes to reporting and it comes to all this, I'm starting to realize that there is no boundaries, bro. Like, yo,
There's no boundaries. I mean,
I just think clicks.
Bro, look, man, we in football, we put up with this in sports all the time.
Yeah.
How many of them are, you get all the noise and the stuff just for clicks?
All day. And again, it's disappointing. I wish I hope Meltzer one of these days will change his ways. And then
Old dog don't learn new tricks, bro. Old dog does not learn new tricks.
That's a good point. And then the other thing would be, obviously, I wish some of the wrestlers would come out and talk more about it and throw these guys under the bus in a way, because like you said, I think
Well, you're seeing
KO
it now because some people are coming out and being like, I didn't say that. There's some wrestlers now that are answering back to things and being like, that's not what happened.
Yeah,
they're just putting out little things like, that's not correct. That's not what happened.
I think you as a wrestler should go out there and start. Look, the same way they're throwing crap and they're revealing all your stuff, throw them back, throw shade back at them, like literally.
Yeah, but then you become them. To me, it's
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Because how do you become them?
Because here's the thing, man. This is where, if I was a performer, where I would get mad at who in our circle is letting the dirt out. Who in our circle is giving this guy the scoop?
Okay.
That's the person you need to be mad at. Because the other person is just doing their job. That's what they get. They make money off of their clicks. So that's what they're going to put out there because somebody in yours clean your house. Your house is the house that's dirty.
When it comes to the KO thing, yeah, I could see that. But I also feel the same way.
How do you look, the matches are posted beforehand. How does Sean Ross Sapp get that and Fightful?
Somebody's
backstage taking a picture and sending it to him. Your house is dirty. That's why now they put in spoiler, because they know that people are taking pictures and sending it out. But then they still get the spoiler of it because if you subscribe to Fightful, which I do, they tell you exactly on the thing. It says this is what's listed, and then on the bottom it'll say spoiler: John Cena, Cody Rhodes promo.
Well, the thing is, Sean, if they've been doing this continuously,
they pay people,
and not only that,
they
but
pay people to
WWE
do for them,
and WWE hasn't done anything about it. Like WWE doesn't care about
it. They don't. What they do now is they try to put a little bit of spoiler, or even as of one of the days, they didn't put on the sheet anything about like for instance, the NXT, they had people coming back. And they had Shawn Michaels as the fill-in for Jordan Grace when they were doing it because they didn't want anybody to know Jordan Grace was going to be there. So in the walkthrough, Shawn Michaels was doing her part.
Wow.
This is what they have to go through. Think about this, man. Like, because you don't want to spoil a surprise. Like, this is, and again, man, we're not even talking about people messing with these people at the airports and everything else. Now you got to worry about people giving up your secrets and everything else.
Yeah. But like you said, it is dirty people in your own house.
You have to clean your house. And you're right. If they don't do anything about it, then nothing will get done. That's the thing. You're right. If they don't clean their house, nothing will happen.
And I think
I know at one point Vince said that if he found out who it was, and I believe at one point they set up people and they got fired. Oh. Because they knew only certain people knew about it who they thought, again, they thought it was certain people. So again, you set it up and you tell people different things and then you see what gets reported and then you know who you told what to. Yeah. So you know who's sending it out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you're right. They don't care because again, right now it's about the entertainment of it. So even if you spoil it,
they're happy. Well. Yeah, because they're going to get the people to go watch it, right?
Yeah, because they get Rey Fenix against debut. Oh, everybody's going.
So it doesn't hurt them.
You said the thing about the prices of tickets. Yeah, they're not selling as many, but you know what? The gates are even bigger than it was before when they were selling 93,000. The gates are bigger now with less tickets being sold.
Yeah, because of how expensive they are. That's why.
No, yeah, that's exactly.
But yeah, that was something. Yeah, because I didn't mention to you. Yeah, they're having issues. They're having issues. They're selling 46,000.
They're not worried about selling it anymore. They're not. If they sell it, they sell it. If not,
yeah, but Sean, that's messed up for the fans.
It is, but again, that's the TKO. Think of UFC, man. UFC fights. Think about that when you go to those UFC fights. What is it mostly in the lower bowl is what? Celebrities, big things, and then they put the people, maybe the common people might have the upper decks.
Correct.
That's what you're getting here, man. If you can afford it, great. If not, okay. Because guess what?
But it hurts.
We're still getting record gates.
But it hurts. It hurts. It will hurt eventually the product, in my opinion, or the fan base. It's gonna hurt the fan base.
I don't think so because the fans don't like. They still come, man. They still come, bro. They still come.
I don't know, man. That's a tough subject, man, when it comes to that, because I mean, I feel like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. F1 with the that's here in South Florida.
Yep.
First time they did it, amazing. Everybody would go, great, all this stuff. Prices were through the roof.
Yep.
Now it's been maybe the 4th year, 5th year that they've done this now, and they're having a hard time selling those tickets. And they, like, for myself as a Dolphin season ticket holder, they're actually giving me a pretty decent price. They're giving me, before they would give me one day at a decent price. Now they're giving me the whole week at a discounted price to try to go see it, because they're not selling and they're not getting the amount of fan base that they were getting before.
The thing, though, they are selling the paddock in those areas. That's the celebrities that are paying $20,000 for the tickets or whatever and things like that. That's again, when you look at the packages that the WWE are selling, they sold out of that damn package where you get like it's $25,000 and you get a meet and greet with Cena and The Undertaker and things like that. They sold out of them, man. Think about that.
Well, the thing is that, come on, man, like that. There's some hard. I don't know about you, but I'm a big wrestling fan, but I don't know if I'm gonna spend 25 grand on wrestling, dude. That's a lot of money, bro.
If I have it, maybe we're talking different else. Me now? No, hell no.
Yeah, same.
Never
Like,
happening.
if I had
But
money to
again,
splurge,
but
you're right.
that's, you look at what they're targeting and their thing. It's TKO-ish all now. It's not what the old WWE used to be.
Yeah.
It's TKO-ish as far as the UFC, where we get all the celebrities and names and big, things like that, and that's all they're worried about. They're not worried about us, Sean getting a ticket for $95 to sit in the third row of the fourth deck up in the upper echelons of the Hard Rock. Well, at the time it was, what was it then, Joe? Or was it Landshark? What was it when WrestleMania was there? Was it Landshark at that time? Was it Joe Robbie? What was it? Pro Player? Was it Pro Player?
I think it was called Pro Player at the time. Pro Player Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was up there and I was 50-yard line, baby. Perfect.
So was I, bro. I was up there.
Hey, I was up. I felt like it was the World Series game, Yankees, Marlins, game 4. Was it game 4? Yeah, game 4, I think, right before they went back. Or game 5. No, game 4.
I was up there too, bro.
I was on the top. The little stealth thing cut my hair when it flew by. That's how high up I was. I was in the top.
Jesus.
You couldn't go any higher in Pro Player Park than I was for that game.
Well, I wasn't. I was up there, but I wasn't like at the last row. I was like I was up there, but I was in maybe the middle of the pack. I wasn't close by. I know I got tickets at the last minute, so I knew it was like, and the tickets weren't even that expensive. They were like $50 or $60.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like then it was, but look where we were. We were like, you're.
Oh, yeah, we were ants up there.
Oh, the great Bob Uecker, rest in peace. All right, let's move on. Let's start wrapping it up here on the program. It is time to talk a little AEW. We had AEW Dynasty that happened. And by the way, anybody that don't know what's going on, Frankie Fresco wearing the Florida Gator colors there, the orange and the blue, just so they don't know. They are the national champions of college basketball.
Yes,
and by the way, I won my group.
You know what, man, Sean? I have respect for you because you picked my Gators to win. I'm very, very.
You know who I beat?
Who did you beat?
Brendan Tobin.
Oh, nice.
Who also had the Gators. I beat him by 20 points.
That's awesome. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I have more respect for you. No respect for Big O. Today, he did give me a shout out, so I appreciate it. So my hostility with him has gone down a little bit. But yes, I would go ahead and tell him, hey, I think it was like last week I was throwing chat board, like notes of the Florida Gators, and he just kept on ignoring every single one of them. I was like, this a-hole does not want to read, not even give me a victory cigar, nothing. He didn't want to do anything.
UConn women got a victory cigar, but not the Gators men.
What an ass, bro. Well, he gave me props today. So Big O,
he did.
He gave me props today, so I appreciate it, Big O. But yes, I am wearing my Gator. This was old, man. This was when I was in college. I have this.
Yeah, no, it looks Tim Tebow-ish.
They gave me this. So you guys, I know you guys probably don't care, but when I was at UF, I graduated in 2007. So that was the last time the Florida Gators won a basketball championship as well. And what ended up happening was when you wanted to go, like the first year I was in college, in order to get to the O'Connell Center, you had to make the line. So some kids would go ahead and actually make the line starting Tuesday of the week for a game on Saturday. So we would camp right outside. And when we would camp, the craziest thing would be Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan and some of the coaching staff would come over and give us like food. They'll bring us food because they're like, yo, these fans are loyal as hell being here on Tuesday. We would miss class. I'm not gonna lie. Now we did take turns. So like what would happen is one of my roommate at the time, I told him, yo, cover me at this time, and then I'm gonna go to class, and then after I'm done with class, I'll run and cover you, and then you go. So we kind of took turns, and we would have like about 5 or 6 of us that would like cover each other. That way we wouldn't lose our spot. We had tents, we would sleep there. Cool thing, the band would come out, they'll perform marching songs and all that stuff, the Gator songs and all that stuff at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. So it was wild. That's how it was back in the day.
The school was okay with you just skipping classes.
The school didn't give a damn, bro. It was just
your tuition coming in and all your.
And any school doesn't give a damn as long as you're bringing the money. And then the craziest thing was, They eventually did change that though. They did, which sucked because it kind of ruined it. They put you in like a ticket poll, so like it was like a raffle. You would throw your name in there, and then they would be like, okay, so this would be the person who actually gets the opportunity to buy the tickets. And then it didn't matter anymore making the line. But it kind of ruined the whole atmosphere because people would camp there. I had some crazy ass stories, bro. We would get drunk as hell. Man, I was like, what? I was 18, 19 years old, dude. I would like get hammered, bro. But hammered, Sean. Where the point we were like on a random Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was the best part. It looks like Sean. Did you freeze? No,
No. Julia has returned to NXT and she attacked Stephanie Vacour
no.
tonight.
Oh yeah. They were saying that she was gonna be back. Yeah.
Yeah, she returned.
You
Apparently,
look like I think it was making you fall asleep for a minute there. You look like you were dozing off.
well, no, because I'm watching. Like if the camera right now, I'm looking right at the camera, but if I go this way, I'm looking at my laptop, and they just showed Julia hitting the ring, and I know she had. I guess apparently it was like a more of a possible visa issue than anything. They weren't sure how long it was going to take, so they took the titles off of her just in case.
Yeah, no doubt.
Everything worked out pretty good.
No doubt that for us, it used to be basketball used to be free, and then they started charging us. Football has always been a price, so football has always been a lottery, but you would get it at a cheap price. It would be like, I don't know, like 10, $20 or something like that. So kids would like every time we would go there. But
Wait, is No Doubt in the chat?
yeah, he just posted saying I was when I was in FSU, there was a raffle for a student section, but it was free. It wasn't like that for Florida. Florida, we had to pay something.
Oh, so apparently I'm not getting the chat, Frankie. So if you see chats
At all. Also, Wilfred, AEW, Wilfred's on
is
the
Wilfred there?
Yeah.
The last one I got was King Mahi Carlos. Okay, can't wait. LOL.
Are you serious, man? You
Yeah.
missed a whole bunch. So okay, I'll throw it. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that. Yeah. Sammy said if Jericho returns to WWE, the IWC would melt down. No doubt, bro. You don't love a 10-minute chop fest. Finn Sammy then wrote Mr. McMahon. Thing was an April Fool's joke. Oh, there you go. Oh, so I didn't know that. And then he did. Sammy also wrote, "There's no journalist ethics in wrestling for sure." So yeah. So I'll keep you up to date with the chat board. Or what you could do is if you have your cell phone, just go and took it. Frank, you suck. Hey, whatever, Josh. You just put that because you know I was gonna read the damn chat board, you ass. But yes, I got the Florida. You know what's crazy is that Josh has been sending me messages all damn tournament saying Duke, and then look what happened to Duke, right? Huh? So, karma, baby, karma. And yes, Sean can't see you. Sean can't see the chat board, literally just like John Cena. But let's talk about AEW, sir. AEW pay-per-view. What you think about? Oh, well, you didn't watch it, right? You didn't. You didn't even.
No, but I can give you my thoughts on it. I followed along and I watched all the clips and dude, nothing about that pay-per-view said, Sean, pay the $49.99. I got zapped, so I don't have my device anymore.
I got zapped too, bro. Like,
So-
I have the device, but it okay. So, all right, so I maybe I shouldn't be saying this out loud.
I probably shouldn't have said that either, but you know what? I'm just telling you the truth. I wasn't paying $49.99 for that card.
I got zapped a little bit,
happened.
but so it only shows certain cards. So I was trying to find it, and I was like, man, I can't find it. So whatever, I'll just pay the $50. And the best match in my eyes was the Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball Bailey. That was the best match of that pay-per-view. Damn, did they deliver! And I was surprised about Speedball. Right? It's Speedball. Whatever. Josh, shut up. He is really good, bro. Like I was impressed in that match. I don't know how long he's gonna last because it just feels like, he's like the high flyer and all that stuff. But that was the best match of the pay per view, in my opinion. I think the Megan Bain and Tony Storm was the second best match of that pay-per-view, in my opinion. Both of those lived up to expectation. As far as the final, the main match, which was our boy Swerve Strickland and obviously Kenny Omega, we saw the return of the Young Bucks. I kind of felt, what's funny, as I felt the Young Bucks were gonna come back. And now it kind of makes us wonder, is the Young Bucks gonna team up with Moxley and all his crew because of him helping Swerve? Funny enough, though, like I know Hangman Page got involved as well and all that, but after Hangman burning down Swerve's house and everything, he goes and he helps Swerve in a way. So that was kind of weird. Like, yo, you burn somebody's house, but now you're gonna help him. So it was like a lot of like question marks when it comes to some of the stuff that happened in that last main event match. But overall, it wasn't bad. Was it worth buying? Was it worth $50?
No.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't. If they would have been selling it for $30, I got it for 40. I found it for 40, so I paid $40 for it. But
I wasn't paying 15 for it. It wasn't,
yeah,
because to me it was a glorified
Frankie sucks. Hey, screw you, Stanley Media House as well. This guy, bro, putting his Frankie sucks on that chalkboard. Yeah, that's what I do, Sean. Just FYI, whenever we go live, I always have it on my phone as well.
I know. Usually I have no issues. I don't know what I guess that was all the beeping going on. I guess I got disconnected somehow.
But sure. I mean, $40 wasn't that bad.
Well, okay, here we go. Here we goes again. Not right, not wrong to me. But you built Megan Bain up. Megan Bain, right? Megan Bain. Why did it felt wrong when I said Megan Bain? Like I felt like. Because I remember what Bane was a Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So how's it going, Sean? You build her up as this monster, and she loses with a roll-up.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
like. I'm like, oh.
But you know what? It doesn't hurt her either. To be honest.
Yeah, but see, for me, what I think would have been even better. Was she just keeps doing that her finish on Toni Storm and the ref disqualifies her.
Yeah, you could have done that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see, why does she have to take a loss? You know, it's like I just don't get all of that. And then, again, I didn't have Swerve winning the last match, but apparently everybody thought Swerve was leaving the heavyweight champion, and there were some upset mofos. Like, I don't know what they thought or how they thought Swerve was going to leave. Nothing leading into this pay-per-view said Swerve is walking out the champion. Yeah. I mean, again, if you watch Dynamite, you know, him and Hangman get into it in the back at the very end. Hangman's like, you know what, you broke into my house. And he said, you burned my house down. And he goes, you deserved it. And then Swerve goes, I know. And then Hangman just kind of like leaves confused. And then, of course, he shows up and he helps, you know, here. And then the end result of this whole thing is going to be a tag team of Hangman and Swerve taking on the Young Bucks. And I do like the fact that at least maybe now they're saying the Young Bucks are the people behind, you know, the whole thing with the AEW, with the what's their damn name? What the hell's their? The Death Riders.
The Death Riders. I keep always thinking the Outsiders, but that's
I was trying to think. I was like Drivers. I couldn't remember what the hell. The Death Riders, but like again, I was happy when they finally did the interview because at least then you figured a little bit out about okay, what the hell this group's about. But you haven't had your title shown on TV since October.
Yeah,
it's in a briefcase since October. What the hell? You're fighting for a freaking briefcase right now. Like that's money in the bank.
Yeah, that is true. And even when they are gonna like lift up the heavyweight the championship belt to announce the fight, they lift up the briefcase.
Hey.
I didn't think he was gonna win because I feel like a lot of the fans are also kind of like there's some beef right now between him and Booker T.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, it's
I don't know if you. I'm going on X right now, and they're saying that on NXT, a lot of people were saying "F you Swerve" and "All hell King Booker." So there's you saw that, and you saw Swerve. He started talking smack.
Yeah, he said at the end, "I'm gonna say something for myself." F you, Booker T.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that like you just lost a match, bro. Like, so, like, dude, like, you're trying to put more, like, you're trying to prove a point, but you just lost, so it doesn't even help. Because I know the whole thing was about, I think it was that he was saying that African
It's
Americans,
representation, yeah,
yeah, African
representation.
Americans not being champions and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and all that stuff. So it's like, but look, man, it just feels like I don't feel like Moxley's ever gonna lose that belt until uh Bryan Danielson comes back.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the. But I honestly think Will Ospreay wins it all in. That's my feeling.
That's
And
not a
I
bad
think Daniel
idea.
Bryan maybe shows up and does a run in and helps Ospreay win it. But I didn't think Swerve was winning it because I didn't think Ospreay and him. I know the match isn't until I think All In's in July or June or something. But still, you're not going to put a title on Swerve to ultimately. I feel you're going to put the title on Will Ospreay at All In. That's going to be your biggest show of the year, and you need to put the title on your biggest face.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
And Will Ospreay is that right now, man. If you can't tell by the reactions and everything else, I mean,
And it wasn't bad. His match, Will Ospreay's match, I think he was fighting Kevin Knight. That was a pretty
yeah,
decent
they had a great
match.
match. They had a great match. Kevin Knight was looked at by the WWE. He went and he signed with AEW. He made the right move for him in his career because he would have been Ricochet. He would have been Ricochet in WWE. That doesn't work. Ricochet works in AEW. Kevin Knight will work in AEW. He's a hell of a performer. It wouldn't have worked in WWE. He did the right thing for him. I know everybody's trying to make it like, oh, Kevin Knight chose, and he did ultimately. That's true, but I believe he chose what was best for him and his style of performing. Because again, you don't get that in WWE. It's more entertainment. Yes, now you're getting a little bit more high flying with Penta and them, but it's still not what you saw in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's controlled. It's more not more orchestrated, more storytelling involved in it. They mean something. It's not just doing, a flip after flip after flip after flip. Showing your athleticism. You're actually telling a story while using your athleticism.
You know what I thought was kind of a messed up thing that they should have done it like on the pay-per-view is that they had Anthony Bowens against Caster on the Zero Dark Hour. I'm like, why? Like, this guy, you've been pushing him, and obviously he's been getting beat every single damn minute. But still, at least there's something on that story, and they just did it under the 0 hour, and I was like, man, that's kind of disappointing. That's how you're
Yeah, you could have
treating.
gave him a little bit of time on the pay-per-view for that, especially with Bowens being the opponent, because that meant something with you debuting that Bowens as the new his new gimmick and all that stuff. You're right. That could have been something good.
Now let me ask you this.
FTR turned
Yeah,
on Cope again,
that's what I was gonna
which
ask.
I think it's refreshing for FTR. I think they need it, and I like the way they did it. Cash looking like he's helping up Edge, and he kind of drags him in, and then they hit the shatter machine or whatever they call it on him, and I have no problem with it. But I think a lot of people think this is setting up for Edge and Cope and Christian Cage to go against FTR because everybody thinks Nick Wayne is going to turn on Christian Cage. But to me, I see Christian Cage staying heel. I see Nick Wayne going baby in that part. So I don't know that.
But
But again, now
FTR is
go
not
do
being
the
heel.
thing and be like, look, let's put everything to the side. I need my best friend to be with me to take on FTR. If they do something like that, does it work? I don't know.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Christian and Cole
Yes.
team up
100%.
together against the FTR. Hell yeah, that'll be a badass.
Yep.
Especially since FTR is now a heel,
Yeah.
obviously. So
And they're better heels, man. They are better heels. To me, they're what like Mercedes Moné is. Like it just they come off as I don't want to say arrogant pricks, but they're just their body languages. Like even when Dax is trying to be a baby face, to me it still comes off like he's just like I'm better than you and I shouldn't be standing here, but I will. It's like they just kind of exude that body language.
for me, I don't agree with you. I think they're better babies, but I think
Oh,
that
no way,
they've
man.
run their course as babies, and I don't mind them being heels now because they were really good all this time as babies going up against the Young Bucks, going up against.
Yeah, they have the protagonist or the antagonist, but they don't have that right now.
Right
Because
now,
they keep putting them with the damn against the Wheeler Yuta and the rated FTR, and it gets old after a while, man.
yeah, I mean it does. That's why I don't mind the heel turn from
Yeah,
them. I think it was the
I
right
like
move,
that.
and then you could bring in Christian and Cole against
Yeah.
them. I think that would be pretty cool for their big pay-per-view. I think that will sell.
Yeah, I
That
think
will,
for the next couple of weeks, you let Cope kind of get his butt whooped by FTR a few times, and then finally, he's got to go and sit down with Christian and be like, hey, I need to put stuff aside. I need your help in this. And I'm asking, and I would even go and make it, personal. Like this is Adam asking, I can't remember what his real name, what Christian's real name is.
I don't know Christian's real
I can't remember
name.
exactly what his real name is, but it's something Rise. Something Rees, like REISS or something. But like I would even make it that personal to where like this isn't Cope asking Christian Cage. This is Adam asking his best friend to be there for him to take on FTR.
It says Christian Cage, William Jason Rizzo.
William there to Riso. I thought it was Ray. I thought it was Rio or something like that. But Russo is Russo. You said
RESO.
Resso. Okay.
Resso.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like Rizzo.
And no doubt it's funny. Moxley pawned the belt.
Yeah, probably did, man. Probably did.
That's just funny.
Look, this is the one thing too. Like I feel like they've missed the boat on a couple things, and this is, and I'm not again not right, not wrong. Just you have Samantha there. Why don't you make her Ricochet's ring announcer? If anything, just pay her by performance for the big shows or whatever. Have her introduce her husband.
But isn't she doing like? I think she's doing a collab with WWE again now.
Oh, is she back with WWE? Oh, I didn't know that.
It was like a collaboration that she's doing with WWE. I'm not saying that she's back with WWE.
Yeah,
But it's like a wrestling collaboration between her and I think WWE, and she was doing something like that. Yeah, I saw something online.
Okay, well then that probably why they don't do that then. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe I saw something saying, "Yo, she's gonna be doing something." It's not like in the ring or anything like that. It's just I think it's during WrestleMania that she's doing it.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. It could be fake news nowadays, right? But
they might bring her in to do the national anthem and stuff like that during the show because she can sing. She's a singer.
Yeah,
I don't know about the new girl. I don't think she's got a good voice for announcing. I've never heard her sing though. I don't know if she can sing.
True. And then the other match that happened that was what was another big thing in that paper.
Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher about killed each other.
They did. Danny Garcia lost his belt against Adam Cole. That was a decent match. It wasn't like something great. I agree with you. It wasn't like a stupendous.
It was a Dynamite on steroids a little bit.
Yeah, because even Mercedes Moné and Julia Hart, they went okay. It was.
Yeah, it was nothing. It was the Owen Hart. It was the Owen Hart Classic tournament matches. So you're not no titles on the line. So
I am happy for.
It was a very safe pay-per-view, and it wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It just this is the problem that AEW has though. When you put on what you put on 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then you put on this.
I will say this: the match, the Her Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keefe, was a really good match too. That one's the other one. That was the third one that I really
liked. MJF
getting involved.
We hurt people. Yeah, buddy. We hurt people.
Yep. So those were the 3 matches that I had to say, hey, lived up to expectation. Was the triple threat match with Kenny Omega, Speedball, Bailey, and Ricochet, Megan Bayne and Tony Storm, and then the tag team match between the Her Syndicate and Big Bill and Brian Keefe. Those were the best matches. The other ones kind of were like, I mean, and I guess
man before in the 0 Hour was pretty damn good for high flying and just.
I didn't watch that one. I didn't get
it. Was just nonstop, like just high flying maneuver after high flying maneuver.
Okay, now can I say something? I don't want to. I want to say something. I don't want to. I hope I don't mess this up. All right, so. I'm going to say something. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it, Sean. It happened in Orlando with a wrestler. Should I say it or no? It's up to you. Should I say it?
I don't even know where this is going. Go ahead. Sure.
All right. So I'm going to tell you guys. I never told you guys this It was funny. So after the pay-per-view was over in Orlando, right? You could call this a cheesemate, right? Like a little hit. Like again, I'm not a journalist. I'm just telling you what happened to us. So me and Memo went to Orlando, right, to go see this pay-per-view in AEW. And at the end of the show, we're like, yo, we're hungry. Where we're gonna go? So we go to a gasoline station not too far away from the from where we were staying at, right? So Memo goes and Memo's like, Frankie, you want to grab something to eat? I think it was a Wawa. We were at a Wawa because there was nothing pretty much open in Orlando at the time. So I said, nah, bro, don't worry about it. I'm like, nah, dude, just go. So I remember we park in front of Wawa, like on the side of Wawa, right? And we parked there. And then Memo goes, he's like, yo, I'm going to grab something. So he goes inside the store. Now, granted, I'm in the car. I'm just vibing, listening to some music and stuff like that. And guys, again, I don't want to throw anybody in the bus, so I'll do this. I won't mention the wrestler's name. So I'm there, and I notice that the wrestler is standing standing next to the car. So I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm looking to my right hand side, and I see somebody there. And when I see and I look at his name, I look at him. I'm like, "Holy crap! That's this guy from AEW. He wrestled and everything that night."
What was he wearing?
Huh?
What was he wearing?
I'll give you. I'll tell. Damn it! Should I tell you guys? Whatever. I don't care if he gets upset at me. I mean, he doesn't even know me. Whatever. He probably doesn't even care. It was Leo Rush. Okay. It was Leo Rush. So Leo Rush is there. So I lower the window, the passenger window, and I go and I say, yo, Leo Rush, bro. And he's like, what up? And then I didn't put two and two together. I said, yo, man, I saw you at the wrestling, man. Good shit. When I was there, in the passenger seat of the car that he was driving was his boy, Action Andretti. Action Andretti was there. So I saw Leo Rush and Action Andretti next to me. They were literally there. So I go to Leo Rush and I'm like, yo, man, is it okay if I take a quick photo, like just from far away? Like, I would just take a picture, but you could just go like that and shit. And he's like, nah, right now is not a good moment. And I was like, okay, all right, bro. Well, good deal. And then that's it. I left it at that, right? Action Andretti was there. I was like, oh, what's up, Action Andretti as well? And he was like, yo, what up? And that's it. That was the end of it, right? Here's the crazy part. I don't know what happened. Memo comes back. The car is still parked right next to us, right? And Memo goes and he's like, what the fuck just happened here, Frankie? I was like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, look at this shit. On the floor was a whole bunch of puke. So Leo Rush apparently was throwing up. I never knew that he was throwing up. I just thought he was there. That's why I never thought anything about it. I was like, yo, he's just cool people, whatever. This guy puked his life out right next to our car and puked right where Memo was supposed to get in. So Memo goes, he's like, what the fuck just happened here, bro? So he goes inside the car and I'm like, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, I go, yo, you're never going to believe what just happened. And he's like, what? I'm like, you see the car right next to us? He's like, yeah, that's Leo Rush and Action Andretti from AEW. He's like, Leo Rush. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh shit, really? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, you know that guy just was puking, right, Frankie? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he just puked his life away. Look at this shit. So he opens the door and I go up to look and you see them immediately turn on the car and leave. They literally get the fuck out of there. They don't want us to know that he was like, dude, the guy puked his life out, dude. It was the most random thing that has ever happened to us. He puked his life out. And I didn't, bro, me being innocent, I just said, hey, gotta take a photo with you. But dude, he must have been puking. But I had the music so loud in my car, in the rental car, that I probably didn't even hear him puking. But dude, he puked the shit. I don't know what he did. Maybe he ate something bad. Maybe he just wasn't feeling right. Actually, Andretti didn't puke or anything like that, but he was just in the passenger seat. But I felt bad for Leo Rush. So that happened to us in Orlando. I forgot to mention this to you, and I forgot to mention it on the podcast. I didn't want to throw him. So every time I see Leo Rush, now the reason I brought this up is because you mentioned the 0 hour. Every time I see Leo Rush, it reminds me of that moment when he puked his life away right next to us, because
he's not a big guy either, man. So God, he probably lost half his body weight.
Dude, I don't know what something must have, I don't know what he did. And he wasn't drunk or anything. he didn't look like he was on anything. It looked like he didn't eat well, or I don't know, but he puked. Like Memo started cracking up. So now every time we see Leo Rush, Memo and myself always crack up because they're like, yo, remember that? Remember that moment? He's like, yeah, I remember that moment when that guy was like puking his life out. I was like, yeah, that was a special moment in Orlando, that's for sure. So that was my little story of the night. How about that?
I'm sorry, I'm reading a Dave Meltzer
Uh-oh.
because oh my goodness.
What is he writing now? Is he writing some trash? Is he trash?
No, I guess like Jimmy Corderas is a former referee.
Okay.
Hold on, man. I'm trying to go back here because okay, so Jimmy Corderas is talking about, like, again, what we've discussed here on the show. Darby Allin went to go climb Mount Everest. Apparently, AEW was well aware of this, but for some reason they said, but before you leave, we're going to have you run a car into our biggest heel faction and make it look like you're going to be in line for a title match. Right?
Okay.
'Cause remember, the last thing Darby Allin did was run the car into the Death Rider's car, and then they took off running.
Yes.
Right? And then, he says it appears the company is ready to strap the rocket on him, but he said, not right now, I want to go climb a mountain. That's what Cordera said. And then Meltzer says, that's totally incorrect. They knew the timetable of what he was doing nearly a year ago. Whether they should have allowed it is a different story. But this situation was no different from a wrestler in either company taking time off for a movie role, which the company knew months in advance and prepared storylines for that thing. Right? So then it goes even more into it. He goes, so then Jimmy Corderas responds back. He says, like, would the Kansas City Chiefs allow Patrick Mahomes a couple weeks off in the middle of their season to go hella skiing in the Andes Mountains? What kind of message does that send to your teammates? And then he goes, WWE and TNA and New Japan have all allowed wrestlers to take time off. NFL teams aren't allowed to do so during the season. Pro wrestling isn't the NFL. WWE allowed John Cena, when he was the top guy, to go do so. Far more of a top guy than what Darby Allin is. But the fact that you use that, like, this is my problem with Meltzer, man. Like, I'm not saying that he's anti-WWE, but I don't think he gets the same help from WWE that he gets from AEW with reporting. And he does steer more toward, for instance, I told you about this, and I think I sent it to you one time. When AEW numbers are bad, not that ratings, we all know what ratings are, it's whatever. But, for instance, Collision did bad this week, but it went up against the Final Four.
Yeah.
Raw didn't do the same number this week. All he put was Raw is down from last week. It went against the national championship game last night.
Yes, sir.
But again, he doesn't put that in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just those little things. And again, to me, that's the part that I have a problem with, is like, you want to be a journalist, but you steer your stuff toward the one that's kind of giving you the rub.
More,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's just, I will say this: I was one of the ones that I wasn't watching Monday Night Raw. I had to watch Monday Night Raw today. And
I love now the 4:00 start. I wish it would be the 4:00 start from now on.
I think I was look.
A little bit too early, but the 4:00 worked out perfectly for me.
4:00 was good. I also felt I will say this: I was tired of that European crowd, bro. They kept singing like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah. It's a whole different. Like, you can't do those weeks in a row like that. Those are the ones where you go over there for a pay-per-view and you get that different vibe and that. But after, for 3 straight weeks of it, it does get a little bit like
shut up already, guys.
Yeah.
Like the only one
Cody Rhodes. God bless, man.
The only one that I liked was Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre ignored the cheering and he just said, "Screw these guys, I'm gonna get my promo in and they don't have to listen to me."
Yeah, he had glass in his eye too. I love he said, he got slangs like, "It's real glass."
Finn Sammy says Meltzer gotta be getting pod under a public relations contract. Josh said I hate the European tours, and then No Doubt said Raw ended just in time to watch the last 8 minutes of Natty. Good timing. What the hell's Natty?
The national tournament. It ended right as. That's the same thing I did. I watched the final like 8. They were down by 12 when I turned on. The Gators were down by 12. I was like, oh. And then they stormed back. Thank you. Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
You made some money. I made some money, bro.
Yeah.
I made some money, my friend. I will say this. There's another thing I found out for you guys that are local here in South Florida. WrestleMania, I believe it's gonna be shown. So yesterday I saw it at Sports Social, right? That's in Doral, right down. Well, I guess you could say Doral, Miami by Dolphin Mall, right? There's a huge sign that says WrestleMania at Sports Social. So I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna try to find out. But it looks like Sports Social, that's located at Dolphin Mall, will be showing night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. So I don't know, Sean, if you want to go and probably check out WrestleMania. I'm not gonna be obviously Saturday. I'm gonna be working, but Sunday
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
have
be
to
free.
see. I got some stuff that might come up on night 1. Night 2, I'll probably be there, but night 1 might be tough to catch. Just in case, I got some things going on.
But if you guys really want to watch WrestleMania, I think Sports Social in
You do know that
Dolphin Mall.
CCW is going to be at the Dolphin Mall.
Is that what's happening? Because they were telling me that the
305 yesterday they announced it.
because I heard that midget wrestling was making its way to Dolphin Mall. That's what I heard. That's what the talk of the town
yesterday
was.
it was
Midget wrestling. And I was like, yo, if they're doing midget wrestling in Dolphin Mall, I'm down. I'll go see some midgets wrestle. Sports Grill is showing it as well. Oh, okay, Sean. I mean, Josh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we got to figure out a way where they show these wrestling. I know WrestleMania is big, so maybe that's why some of these places are showing it more. But we got to try to see if we could probably a particular bar, because that's one thing I did like. I like that WWE is doing that. When they went to the tour in Europe, did you see that Mark
so
Henry?
it's at Vivo in the Dolphin Mall.
Oh, that's
May
right next. That's
24th.
where Sports Social is.
Yeah. And they also have a WWID official match, which happened. Actually, happened last Saturday, April 5th.
Wait, so when are they having the CCW one?
May 24th. It's CCW's Vice City Slam.
Oh, I might go
Live
watch
from
that.
Miami's premier entertainment venue, Vivo, at Dolphin Mall.
May 24. Hold on a second. May 24. Oh, damn. I might be a little bit tied up. Let me see. May 9th. No, actually, if I'm not DJing, I could probably go there. And that Vivo system sounds really loud. So they have a really good sound system there. So I'm pretty sure the entrances are going to be pretty cool. But
They got a lot going on, man. AJ Francis attacked Cha Cha Charlie in the locker room area this week. So AJ Francis is now back.
Nice.
And also the 5-Star Era. They won the tag team titles. They're the new CCW tag team champions.
Karoon says, I heard the Finns wide receiver court joined the midget wrestling. LOL. I'm 5'8", so joke's on me too. You're like my height, Karoon. We're all the same height. I'm like 5'8" too. The midget wrestling, I'm down. I that's what they were talking about when I was at Sports Social. They were like, yo, they're gonna bring midget wrestling to Dolphin Mall.
Yeah, it's called micro wrestling, by the way.
I'm I'm such an ass. My bad. My
Get
apologies.
it correct.
Micro wrestling. My
God.
You took this long to freaking
We here
correct
at
me.
Sports Circle Digest do not agree with anything freaking Christmas.
You took this
Thank
long to freaking correct me. Micro wrestling. Okay.
Well, I was hoping you could correct yourself, but I guess not.
Yeah, you're right. It is called micro wrestling. I remember it called me. I was like, but I'm just so used to calling them
Karoon said fun size wrestling.
fun size. Yeah, fun size wrestling. That's what we
I did see Hornswoggle. He had his Dylan post is on X. He's Hornswoggle. He had his stuff ready. Apparently, they're going to do the meet and greet at the WWE World
Oh, nice.
during WrestleMania week.
Well, before you rudely interrupted me, when I went to when they were doing the
corrected you.
yes, because I was gonna say you said the CCW thing. They were having that tour in Europe where Mark Henry was DJing. Did you see that? I liked.
Yes.
And I think they should do that more often, where they do like those things. I'm pretty sure they've been promoting like the club for Las
Well, they do
Vegas.
Wale Mania at during WrestleMania weekend. They have a lot of musicians and a lot of the wrestlers get together
Oh, okay.
and do that. I know Swerve was there last year. MVP Bobby Lashley. There was a lot of. It was an AEW WWE kind of mixture. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I like the fact that they're promoting more of the clubs for the wrestling. Because it would be pretty cool to go to a club and then you hear John Cena music or something like
Yeah.
that. They I saw a clip where it wasn't who the hell was it? What's his name? Um, damn it! They just wrestled the Viking Raiders or whatever their names are. Um, Kofi and his partner. What Xavier Wood? There you go, Xavier Wood.
Yeah,
Xavier
the New Day.
The New Day, yeah. So when Xavier Wood went out to one of those shoes, and then he was like, they booed the crap out of him, and then he wanted to fight against the, the audience and
Yeah,
stuff.
'cause he's up there like, why do you want to fight?
Yeah, so they were like, so it's kind of cool that you bring like special guest wrestlers, and you could probably watch them as well at the club. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, you'll probably run into some. I mean, there was the one where Damian Priest was at one. Who else was up there? There's about 4 of them that were up there together. So
I wonder if Mark Henry is a good DJ, or
I
is
mean,
he just
he's just DJing. He's just throwing on wrestling things and
uh,
and quoting the Iron Sheik.
cool? Exactly, he is. He is. They were booing on Hulk Hogan, bro. Come on, man. How dare they? Hulk Hogan, man.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. But it was fun. I hope they do that more often. That would be pretty cool if they have like clubs. Like I think that's a good idea to have like a club after.
And Memo's asking if it's true if I don't think John Cena has won a single match since 2018. I think that's correct. It's been a long time since he's won a singles match. Yes.
I hope he wins, bro. I hope he wins. We'll talk about it next week during WrestleMania.
Let them know how they can get a hold of you, Mr. Fresco.
Well, guys, Frankie Fresco or Fresco Music. If you want to find me, just type in Fresco. That's the easiest way to find me. FREZ with a Z like Zulu, KO. And I'm always available on social media, on Instagram, Twitch, what's the other ones? X, TikTok. I'm in all those. Not a big TikTok fan, but I'm still there. So if you guys want to follow me, you're more than welcome to. And then if you guys are anytime interested in catching me DJ, just hit me up. Just send me a quick message. I'm usually DJing all around South Florida, here and there. Actually, this Friday I have a prom. So Friday night, prom night. Gonna be DJing for all these kids. It's been a minute since I did a prom. I think last time I did a prom was last year. Um, I did like 3 or 4 proms last year, so it'll be fun to DJ for these kids. Hopefully, I could get them dancing out there. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to follow me in that.
You should just play nothing but double wrestling songs.
I don't know if those kids. Maybe I should drop a wrestling song.
What are you talking about, man? Let me show you this. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on a minute. We'll keep talking for a minute. If I can find this one, man. This kid has the greatest walk-up song ever.
No, doubt. I'm not gonna play some Carl Cox. I don't think the kids. I will play some EDM music. Maybe some John Summit. They're John Summit is big in the electronic dance music world right now. Or maybe some, I don't know. Depends. Tiesto is usually a pretty good one. Steve Aoki, even though Steve Aoki sucks. I went to Ultra 2 weeks ago, so it was like, seeing Steve Aoki is like, that guy needs to retire. Great person, but not the same as he used to be. Put in the Roman Reigns song. You know what? I should start my set with the Roman Reigns song. That's what I should. Or the Shinsuke Nakamura one. The old school Shinsuke Nakamura one. That way the people can start the kids could start singing. You know what? You guys are giving me ideas. I might just drop a wrestling song during prom just to screw with the kids. I wonder if the parents are gonna really, or maybe I could play the John Cena song. See if they'll see if they. You know what? It's funny. I played at the rugby game. I did play the John Cena song. Some people were looking at me randomly, like, "Holy crap, this guy's playing John Cena during the rugby."
Ain't no stopping me. You should do that one. Ain't no stopping me now.
Maybe if I drop, you know, now and Josh, I think I might drop one. I think I might drop I'll let you guys know. I'll be recording it. That's what I'll do. I'll record it and send it to you guys. That way we could show it on the show. And see if these kids actually will sing along, if they know wrestling or not. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I should wear the Penta mask while I'm DJing as well. That'd be pretty badass. I'll probably scare them. They'll probably be like, "What's up with this guy? This is a creepy DJ, bro. What the hell? Who did we hire to do this prom?"
Yeah, I'm like, where do we get this guy from?
Well, I'll probably be like, "Damn, this guy's crazy, bro. He's playing wrestling songs. He's wearing the Penta mask." Now, if I was wearing the Grand Americano mask, that would be different. But so no luck, no luck with the song, the entrance
Doesn't
song.
look like it, man. Damn it, dude. I don't know where the hell it went. It was the best thing I'd seen like in a week from Jay Uso.
Damn. At least he's not yeeting out there. Maybe I should get all that. Maybe I should play the Jey Uso song and then see if all the kids start yeeting at the prom. Oh, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty
Hey,
cool.
what, Uso?
Just me, Oos. Yeah, probably. You know what? I might just start it and then drop a banger. I don't know. You guys are giving me ideas. I appreciate it. I never thought about it. And you could mess around with the kids. I don't care. I don't care about the prom. Josh, do it, Frankie. You know what? Now you're giving me ideas. I think I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna record it for you guys, and then I'll send it to Sean. That way, Sean could upload it and see how they. And you know what? I'll post it on my social media. That way, you guys could see it. It would be so badass if I really do get the kids at prom doing the yeet, and I could actually tag Jay Uso on it, and then maybe he'll repost it. You know, never know, man. Be like, I'll retag it and put our link for the show. That way, we could get more people to watch our show too at the same time. Publicity.
Very
my friend.
upset about this. Let me tell you right now, man. I don't understand how it's so difficult to find this stuff.
That is true. No doubt. Like if the kids yeet at prom, you could be the king of wrestling X. Yeah, dude. That's not a bad idea. Like if I get the kids to start yeeting at prom, yo, I think I might do it, bro. I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see what the kids do. I mean, they're gonna look at me like, "The hell's this guy doing, bro?" I wonder if the kids really do watch wrestling. Like we know kids watch wrestling, but this is prom. You know, this is like high school. So like, are they watching wrestling or are they like saying no? It's so funny. I wonder if they'll do it. I don't know. Man, you're Karoon. Go to Karoon. You should just come out of the ceiling like Sting. Cops might come by and but whatever. Yeah, like do like what is this guy doing? This DJ is like very very out there. Like what is going on with this guy? And carry a bat, have the Sting bat, and then if a kid comes and asks for a
Oh,
request,
yes. Slide it out of your arm.
John Summit, is he a joke? He's not a joke, man. He's a good DJ. He's decent. He's not bad. He's not bad. I like him. He's not bad. I prefer Dom Dollar. I'm a big Dom Dollar fan. I listen to Dom Dollar a lot. But there's a couple people I've been listening to. I will say this: Factory Town is a lot better than going to Ultra now. I think next year I might go to Factory Town instead because Factory Town is I heard it was a lot better. Um, But yeah, if you want to know Joshua, I'm listening to, I'm listening to Clooney. Clooney's a good one that I listen to a lot. Um, Chase West is another one I listen to quite a bit. Beltran, I listen to Beltran. Um, and then obviously the big name ones, which is like John Summit, Dom Dalla. Those guys are starting to become. I like the fact that Skrillex came back. So I remember watching Skrillex back in the day at Life in Color. He was at that time with Diplo during Jack U, and that was really cool. We should be he should belong in the Resistance. Yeah. Oh, and Mal P, bro, at Ultra, bro. Mal P killed it, bro. Mal P did such a great freaking job. Like when the Ultra thing was like it was pouring, the only stage that was going on was the mega structure. So we were underneath there, and it was still pouring. It was still water was getting in there, but Mal P was just killing it, bro. He was doing such a phenomenal job. Alexa, Josh Summit is not a joke. Oh, I know, right, Alexa? He's not, man. You know what I like about John Summit? What I like about John Summit, Sean knows all this because Sean is a big EDM fan too. I saw besides Big O being out there at Steve Aoki with the sign saying "Cake Me," Sean would have been out there as well. Uh, John Summit, what I like about him is that he's real. Like sometimes there was a video he posted on social media where he's like, "Look, guys, I messed up," and I don't know if you guys saw it. He goes and he puts the video and he's like playing it, and then the transition, I guess I don't know what he did. I guess he must have slowed the tempo down or something. He must have pressed something off on the CDJ, and it literally the song slowed down too much. And then he's like, "Oh crap!" And he corrected himself, and then he played it. So he felt bad about it. So then that's why I was like, I like that, man. I like that he doesn't care. That yeah, he knows he makes mistakes, but Josh says Guetta and Afrojack are the best DJ. Afrojack is cool. Damn, this I should do a show of electronic music. It'll be pretty cool. Afrojack is cool. What I like about Afrojack is he has some great sets at Ultra all the time. You know, I like him. Getta's good too, but the thing is that Getta's getting up there in age, bro. So it's a little bit rough. Oh yeah, Alexa, exactly. Something is funny. I saw that video. Yeah, bro, you did. I saw that. Sorry, Sean. We're talking some EDM music. All like
No, you guys are doing great. I'm just here. So you can find me at Stanley Media _11, Stanley Media House everywhere else, and of course the Stanley Media House Network on YouTube and the Facebook page. Join the community, and we appreciate each and every one of you. The EDM Music Marathon continues on the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel.
No, it's not. I'm done for the night. We talk wrestling. Unless you guys really want me to do EDM like channel or maybe we could talk about that in the topic. I would bring my brother. My brother. He's
And
hardcore.
Alexa, hi. I'm sorry. I fell behind on my messages here. I'm having to use a secondhand device here. So how you doing, Alexa?
Yes, Alexa. So shout out to everybody who joined us on the chat board. Alexa, Josh, Karoon, no doubt. I'm saying it because obviously Sean lost his access to the
Stanley Media House, Wilfred Joseph,
oh, there you go.
King Mahi, Carlos.
Oh yeah, King Mahi.
Great DJ Memo, Terry.
Finn's post.
My papa was on as well.
Daddy.
And for everybody watching on X, Instagram, Twitch, whatever you watched us on, we thank each and every one of you. And don't forget, the EDM Marathon continues. It rolls on the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State.